Welcome back, everybody, to the Dota 2 Champions League. That Sai was from Cap as he was getting himself in. Didn't realize to put the mics live, did you, man? Well done.
What?
Hang on, no, you're not even turned on. He was muted.
You're lying. I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't.
All I hear is this like war cry to start game 2. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just, you gotta get pumped.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You do. My idea of getting pumped, add controversy to the scene.
Yeah.
It's coming. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's here. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is game number 2 right now. Let's get into it. We have Cloud9 performing very, very nicely this evening. I couldn't help but send a message to Sing in the middle of the break saying, you guys are playing really well tonight. Please keep it up. I'm enjoying your games. They up against Team Empire. Team Empire's not playing bad this evening. No. Apart from maybe like the Rogue Centaur on the top lane would be the only thing which would stick in my mind as he's pushing the envelope a little. But the rest of it looks kind of fine. It's just their strat. I think they were ready for Cloud9 to come out hitting that hard and that coordinated.
Yeah, exactly. Their whole strategy was a little fragile. It was a little fragile going up against Cloud9 because their whole idea was to get aggressive before Cloud9 were really up with their full amount of farm. With the Necrobook 3, Blink Dagger up on Puck, those sort of things are completely game-changing. So, if Team Empire had just been able to make that draft work a little bit earlier, I think you could have seen a completely opposite result, and they just would have constantly been forcing these team fights over and over and over again and not give Cloud9 the room to be able to farm up. However, what Cloud9 really did was, what was really, really smart by them is they used the dire advantage well by picking up Roshan. Bit of extra gold there.
Yep.
They took Ancient Stack. Good extra amount of gold there.
Yep.
They did their jungle really well, and they found individual pickoffs with the Alchemist. The Alchemist mid really helped them out by being able to smoke up with 2 supports and find those ganks. They really shut down Team Empire early. It was just a couple of kills that really said the end for Team Empire because they just couldn't really recover and get to a point where they actually had dominant team fight due to the fact they were down so much gold.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Best way to describe game number 1. But game number 2! Invoker! From Resolution!
Yep.
Oh, this will be a real test of Cloud9 now. Like, we saw him in game number 1 where their combination was working nicely. In game number 2, when you go up against a Resolution Invoker, you cannot rely on any straight-up wombo combo kind of thing, because Resolution will pull you out of it every single time. And I still have flashbacks of the Empire versus Fnatic game. Resolution played a great Invoker. Harney's Invoker. This guy was like a stealth assassin, walking around the map. We know these high movement speed invokers. If they get an early disable up and running, there's nothing you can do. It's an invis walk in. Heroes like Dazzle just find themselves as a piglet, being cold snap, being meteorited, and being just nailed down by the invoker. So right now, I'm rather concerned for Cloud9 just because Invoker got through. But at the same time, in game number 1, they still ran the same gauntlet. Like, Invoker wasn't banned out till the 2nd stage in game number 1. So Team Empire, it really feels like they want to go to their comfort zone. Visage and Invoker, it's comfort zone.
Yeah, and what I like about what I like so far about Cloud9 is I feel they've got something. It feels like they went into this matchup entirely planned out. Like the first game, they had a really, really good draft that had a lot of synergy. Minus armor, I was going to talk about this last game, but minus armor strats are actually kind of popular right now. They're raising in popularity due to the rise of certain physical damage heroes and some of the supports that have gotten a higher profile. But they actually have a pretty high win rate. The win rate of these different minus armor heroes, whether it's going to be the Slaughter or Dazzle combo, whether you throw Alchemist into the mix, any sort of minus armor Vengeful Spirit, and Lycan, you know, those sort of those armor strats are actually really, really powerful right now. And Cloud9, they freely banned out the Lycan, so I think they're coming into game 2 with an entirely different draft already in their mind. Yeah. Like, they have a whole entire different strategy they're going to be running this time around. Now, nothing is really revealed so far, just a support and a Mirana, nothing big. You hope to see that that's going to be a Sing Mirana, but you never know. It could be entirely different.
Yeah,
so
because Bone7 hasn't really minded playing the Mirana before, and normally when you see something like a Dazzle and a Mirana together, you would be considering the potential aggro movement. In saying that, though, if you do just leave like a Mirana up against an Invoker, like actually, let's just look at that lane straight away, man. Who really comes out on top of that one?
Because Mirana versus Invoker,
you'd have to say Invoker.
Invoker, hands down, because The only advantage you have over Invoker, it's similar to the only advantage you have over an SF, is their low attack damage really, really early on in the laning phase. But if you have a hero that has similar low attack damage, such as Mirana, you don't have that advantage to really be able to push the envelope early on, so then Invoker just starts wrecking you at level 3, level 4. He gets, whether it's an Exort build or a Cold Snap build, or whatever it is, you know, he's either going to have the damage or he's going to have the harassment plus regen that is able to force you out of lane. So Cloud9, though, look for a Luna pickup. Oh, no, that was banned out by Team Empire.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they're gonna go for some mid game team fight here, aim for Luna. Now they could still do that in many different heroes. Tiny is really something that's striking me right now.
See, I'm not sure about Tiny though, because Tiny can be controlled too much up here by Team Empire. I almost feel like this has to be an aggro kind of thing. I don't even like. I almost want to refer to like a Fnatic strat where they go with the SA. So then you could just jump around and go for like Disruptive Visage, Invoker. I don't know how effective that's going to be, especially considering like Invoker core item 4 stuff. But the only other option is that you try and run an aggro try with this. Or you could do a dual lane in mid. And there's no reason why you can't do that. And they're going to go, okay, I was actually hoping they wouldn't go down this line, because this becomes a lot more passive and very difficult to gank up, because you got a Disruptor in the mix, so you can't get in there and get the instant control. Gyro's this guy's like, buff me, pump out my flat cannon, got nothing really left to give.
10 seconds
like that's, yeah. But at the same time, if he's got DPS items, Disrupt, the Clockwork, and Visage are all dead straight away. That's the upside about running this kind of combo. But it really does force Cloud9. Like, there's going to be a safe lane Eternal Envy, Wisp right behind him. The Dazzle may support the off lane. They could, in fact, run the dual lane off lane with Mirana and Dazzle, and then find someone else for the mid lane. But yeah, right now I'm not liking this lineup as much from Cloud9. It's more passive and gives more freedom to Team Empire.
Yeah, the biggest problem with the Wisp pickup is that any combo hero, any of the melees, which is most Wisp combo heroes are melee, they were going to get destroyed by Clockwork, whether it was going to be the Tiny, Chaos Knight, even like Stealth Assassin, like all those heroes were going to be messed up by the 3-4 pickup of Team Empire, the Clockwork and the Disruptor. Now, Gyrocopter is going to do all right versus both of those, because he's going to be able to pick up an early BKB, which is definitely going to help out, but you're right, it's not the most optimal hero. The extra mobility, the extra attack speed coming from the Wisp definitely helps out, but it isn't as strong as most other combos. That being said, Cloud9 are known to be running atypical Wisp combos before. They ran the Luna first. They're now running Gyrocopter. They do have to worry about the relocate, though, because they have Glimpse on the other side as well. So
I'm tossing up right now if Cloud not even going to do what we're talking about. Because there's no reason why you can't run Gyro on a safe lane up against the Clockwork.
Right.
Because, okay, just hear me out, my logic here.
Okay.
Okay, maybe there's a reason now why they can't do this aggro. Because I thought they could run the Dazzle, the Wisp, as well as like a +1. With the Morphling ban out, Viper instantly just flagged in the back of my mind. And they could try and do like this aggro tri-lane to zone different heroes out. And then that gives Gyro a lot of quick levels up and running. And then he could fight a lot harder. Even to a point where I thought like you could put the Wisp and Gyro in the middle lane up against the Invoker, put the Mirana up on the top lane, and then pick yourself an off-lane hero which you're happy with. Which possibly could have been like something like a Timbersaw or something else. Nature's Prophet's also still available inside the pool as well, considering Mr. Global may be an option. But right now, I don't think you want to go a Prophet when a Slark, Disruptor, or Clockwork's all on the field. It's a dangerous world to be a Prophet in. I'm just trying to think of other ways where C9 can make this lineup being a lot more effective in the early stages.
They need a frontline hero. Ideally, that would be Clockwork, but Team Empire grabbed that one very early on. Another one would be the Centaur. Centaur is another decent option here, but okay, that's still a frontline hero, but it's more timed on your initiation. It's not a big hero that could just blink in and throw down, you know, a single stun and not have to worry about trying to get as many people as possible within that stun. So, but what I do really like about the Magnus here is you were talking about it earlier. Gyrocopter, if he does get a big gold lead and is able to get in some of those damage items, he's going to just crush through those, because he gets off those flat cannon shots so quickly that he'll be able to pop those supports really quickly. Now we have extra damage, though. Now he doesn't need just this huge gold lead to be able to actually output that damage that one-shots the Disruptor and the Visage in the back. But now we have the Magnus with the Empower that'll really help out the Gyrocopter. This is going to be a Gyrocopter just kind of like supersized. Like, this is not your normal Gyrocopter carry. You've got both the Wisp giving him the extra bonus from Overpower, and then you also have the Empower coming in as well. This is a crazy combo that will allow Gyrocopter to go into late game with some viability. Gyrocopter does drop off going into late game with some issues, mainly because his only real late game ability is Flat Cannon. So if you don't actually kill people within that Flat Cannon time, you're going to have a bad time. But now with the extra damage from Empower and everything else, looking a lot better. Of
course, though, in order to get the Empower, you need Bone 7 with high levels, because Empower doesn't really arrive until you hit, like, maybe level 9, level 10.
True.
That's when you first start to see it, unless you try and rush it up, and then you sacrifice either your Shockwave or your Skewer. Obviously, never sacrifice RP. But Bone 7 then needs space to get these levels, which is why I'm still wondering how you want to try and lane this, because you can't run a Magnus up against a Visage as well as Disruptor. You lose him. Like, the second Disruptor hits level 3, he's lost. Even before that, you got Thunderstrike and Grave Shield to slow him down, and then the Pouncing Slark, if he can get himself a leash, you could just find Bone 7 dead straight away. And then you got Clockwork on an off-flame, you just do his normal cock block thing, and farm up the way he wants to, and then you got Invoker who will win his lane up against Sing Sing in the middle lane. So yeah, all out, I still feel like Empire have the stronger lanes unless C9 attempt to do dual lanes, or aggro try. This is the only way I really see C9 sticking with Empire in the early stages of this game and transitioning themselves into the mid game.
Yeah, they could try and run. Honestly, Magnus is just such a non-factor as an offlaner that you're absolutely right. Like, that is a huge concern for Cloud9 right now, because if they run Dazzle as a support with the Magnus, it's still not going to be a winning lane. They still can't even survive against the
your
Visage
one level heal won't be enough.
Yeah.
You have to go like Shallow Grave level 1, but you'll still be controlled too long. You won't be able to get yourself away in time.
And dual lanes, I think, would be the most optimal, but at the same time, you're also then having a Dazzle who's not getting extra farm. You normally would like to see Wisp in a dual lane position. That's the only reason that I would almost favor that, is because then you get that earlier relocate for Wisp to be able to rely on. But that being said, they don't really have this big relocate ganking strategy. Like, that's not really necessary for Cloud9. You will still see them, but it's not like a Chaos Knight sort of deal where that's all your strategy is all about, is just going for those global ganks. So I am really concerned. I'm interested to see how Cloud9 are going to be able to make this work, because as far as it is right now, I completely agree. Bone 7 is just going to be extra food for Team Empire.
But this is why they do what I was searching for. So we split the lanes up. So Eternal Envy will head top, Pilot Eye will be right behind him, which means they'll try and run either Sing Sing or Bone 7 in the middle lane. Or, so that's fine. Having safe lane with Dazzle as well as Magnus is a lot more understandable. They could almost just have, so Dazzle pulling, the Clockwork will come over and try and leech the experience, but you're still giving the straight up levels to the Magnus then. Either way, it works nicely. Nice, deeper. It's not a full aggressive Observer Ward from the Radiant side coming out as well, but at least lets Pilot Eye as well as Envy know when the heroes are rotating in. And I don't know if Silence is going to deward it. He doesn't have himself an Observer, a Sentry, sorry. In fact, no one has a Sentry. Where are the Sentries? Nope, not a single hero has a Sentry on them.
So I feel this is kind of risky. You're taking the possibility that your Gyrocopter will not be able to actually pick up very much farm, since he's dealing with the defensive tri-lane. But at the same time,
you have no other choice, man.
Yeah, the other side of the coin is guaranteeing that Bone 7 will not be pretty much a hero for the first 25 minutes. Like, he just will not have anything. So I could see this. It's risky, but also they're running like dual range, so the Disruptor is not going to be as effective. You're going up against a melee hero, Slark, so you can actually harass him sometimes and maybe keep back some of the aggression from Team Empire by being able to harass him. And it's still, like, I can see the possibility of them being able to survive through this. I question how much farm Gyrocopter will really be able to pick up in this lane, and Gyrocopter is a carry who needs to operate from by being ahead. But at the same time, the trade-off is going to be a farm Sing Sing, and that's always good. on his Mirana.
Well, they're going to try and have a crack at this top lane. It's just Thunderstrike to start with. Pylai He brought 8 tangos up here for a reason, but when he's Grave Chilled up, now we see the problem damage. Like, oh, he came back in again? It's a good thing Thunderstrike's still on cooldown. But Flat Cannon level 1 from Eternal Envy means he doesn't have this crazy burst damage, and Pylai he remains way too close. Way too close for that fight.
I have no idea what the plan was there.
Yeah, I don't think there really was a plan. Like, they at least managed to burn through the mana of Team Empire. That's one upside. Like, they've basically got one clarity left between these two supports, and they go first blood out in the Wisp. I'm not going to say you're going to write home about that because she's got a clarity like to fly out in the courier, but I'm trying to look at the bright side of crap.
Well, there is a definitely good bright side because you can see the Flat Cannon is doing a decent amount of work. I mean, you talk about the Visage has no armor in the beginning. So that harassment is doing a lot to him. Same goes with the Disruptor. Slark, again, is a melee hero, so he's going to be taking a lot of extra hits. So there's a possibility that they can force back these heroes enough that they're able to actually pick up some CS, but there is still constantly that opening of maybe you are going to give away another kill. Empire just have to kind of sit back and pose their aggression at the right time. They can't have that constant presence in lane, otherwise the harassment of the Gyrocopter will just force them to burn through regen, and then the supports become a non-factor.
Yeah. There is the wonderful side. Whoop, Pylai. Think about having to play a Van Skull for a moment while he's got his balls up in the air. But like we talk about this offlane, and originally we were thinking about it like Cloud9, we're just going to have a horrible lane. Put Mag up there, he'll die. I'm talking about Magnus, not Mag, the player. Like you just put him up there and he'll just die. But you got Bone 7 now, Magnus in the middle lane, 11 for 1 up against a 13 for 2. And with Shockwave able to freely farm himself up, he's going to hit some really good timing. Silent, however, managed to get himself a leash over on Pylai, but gets zoned out by Eternal Envy. So they have protection on this top lane. It's a good lane. Then you got Sing Sing on the bottom lane. Now, he hasn't completely zoned out Mag. Mag hasn't managed to hit level 3 just yet. And Sing Sing, oh, he was really trying to force that one with the arrow follow-up as well. But he's being as over-aggressive as he can on this bottom lane to keep this Clockwork's attention while he still finds his own farm. So at this point, I say, as far as early game goes, Cloud9 are doing a lot better than I was initially expecting during the drafting stage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just like the last 30 seconds have been a big win for Cloud9 because they forced Empire to burn through so much regen. The biggest problem with Empire's tri-lane is that they don't have like this amazing amount of burst damage until, I would say, level 3, where the Slark, especially when Slark is level 4, he's got the Dark Pact as well as the Pounce to be able to output a good burst amount of damage, and then the Visage level 2 Soul Assumption follow-up. Like, that's really going to be their kill potential, and it's why you see Cloud9 being so aggressive at level 2, because they know with Spirits and just Rocket Barrage, they actually have a better amount of damage, even though they're only 2 heroes. So they're really aggressive. They just force back the 2 supports, so that is a big win for them.
Yeah, they're all the way back at base. I was actually wondering where they would want to move from here, because bottom lane needs some help, and Resolution would like to get a bit more of an upper hand in this middle lane over the Magnus. Because Magnus, surprisingly enough, he leveled up that early point of Empower.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that next. Smart play from Bone 7 at level 1, get Empower, because you know Invoker has low attack damage. So you have this huge attack lead over Resolution, meaning you're able to pick up like just a bunch of free CS early on, and possibly even a couple denies. It's why he's doing so well on the CS chart, because he ensured himself an early lead, and now he's going to start dropping off because he's going to rely more on Shockwave spam, but he'll still be able to pick up a decent amount.
Yeah. Well, this Shockwave spam and like relying on the ball to help that stay up until he gets his Arcane Boots running. Man, this top lane, I can't take my eyes off it, because we just keep seeing pull after pull after pull happening over to this side. Empire is not keeping control of this top lane at all. It's allowing Pylai and Envy to basically farm themselves up without stretching out too far. And Pylai has to be really careful here. He wanted to give some space so he can just chain away. Soul Assumption damage won't be enough for a kill. And now Sunstrike, a little bit off target.
Ooh.
Actually hits on top of the hill as opposed to hitting the hero himself. The uncharacteristic mistake from Resolution.
Yeah, he probably just like fast clicked that one or something.
Like mini-map it, click it.
Looks like he's going to be going for a fast Midas though. Since he does kind of have this free lane up against Bone 7, that's definitely going to help out a lot. Picking up the Midas, getting in those faster levels, really important for a... you can see though that
look at the damage! Yeah. Oh, Sunstrike.
Got it.
This time, Resolution will connect. While on bottom lane now, he's trying to look for the slowdown of Mag. Leap up again, Sing Sing. It's the second time he's tried that with this Mirana and hasn't really found the timing quite right. It's like Envy was also trying to chase down these two supports on the top lane until he got glimpsed back. But Envy's damage output, I think I really underestimate just how much damage that flat cannon does. Ever since it got nerfed, I don't think I give it the respect it deserves. Maybe it's the same kind of things for Empire too. They thought, yeah, I'll try to be fine. And then Silent comes in, it's just like, wait, no.
I think they just simply tried to stay in lane too much and didn't stay back and rely on pulling in order to get level 3. Because once they were forced back the first time, it meant that by the time they got back into lane, Cloud9 were going to have enough of a level advantage that they were going to be really dangerous. Level 3 Rocket Barrage is a huge amount of damage early on, and when your heroes are only level 3 or level 2, they get bursted down pretty damn quickly. Spirit spam is also really dangerous. So once they were forced back that first time, the lane was pretty much over for them. It meant that they couldn't really get any more pickoffs.
Oh, Silent, you didn't want to be in there, man. Pounces away, but that movement speed from Pylai Die is just like buff him up. The Spirits, 1, 2, 3, 4, Rocket Barrage, and they follow in for the kill. Slark, this is the guy who, like, he solo kills people at level 2. He's getting completely done out by an aggro dual lane.
Yeah, Cloud9 are just running this so well. Now we have level 6. That was the biggest thing. They just killed Slark before he could get his ultimate.
Always want to fly might be in trouble too. He's walking past these observer wards, and that's one thing which is really making this a lot easier for Cloud9. Look at the spirit damage with the Rocket Barrage. Support doesn't even stand a chance. The Glimpse pulls Pylai back a little bit further. But this warding on the top lane, they started off with the first aggressive ward, which was here. It goes down, they put the ward deeper and higher, so they can at least see these support heroes coming in from the pull points, which is what they know Empire has to back out into. And because of that, they actually open up different angles for initiation.
Yeah, it means their biggest hope on Team Empire is going to be Resolution, who just picked up his Hanamitis, so before the 8-minute mark, not bad timing for him at all.
But by doing what he's doing, though, he's giving space to Bone 7 to free farm mid. And this is where I'm not quite sure about the trade-off. Like, it's still Arcane Boots with the bottle being run up by a Magnus. Call down, Vanscore. This is not a good place for him. Look at Envy. He goes up for Vanscore because he knows he can move back to always want to fly. One Spirit Ball right there from Pylai Die. She just basically attacks him. This is 3 kills on this Wisp on the top lane. And Sunstrike, Envy and Pylai Die, they stay close together to make sure they can share the burden.
Well, Silent does have his ultimate now, so he can actually be aggressive a little bit.
He jumps in. He doesn't get the hit off, though. He tries to go on Pylai Die, and then Pylai Die into the quick Spirit Ball, but couldn't do much more with that. Another Rocket Barrage from Envy. Phase boots are triggered, so he's keeping up with Silent. Then he can turn into the Flag Cannon. Needs to keep that vision up, however, and that's something he couldn't do. Movement speed was just a little bit too much there for the Slark. He was able to pick off the Wisp.
So looking at the last hits right now and the net worth, Cloud9, they may not have the top. That is definitely Resolution, but all 3 heroes after that, the Magnus, the Gyrocopter, as well as the Mirana, they've got a really good amount of farm. So they're going to turn this into... I'm still concerned about the Gyrocopter and how much farm he's going to get as once like Resolution starts coming in online and actually starts moving around the map a little bit more and Mag hits his level 6. Gyrocopter, that's going to be a hard time for him, especially up against that Clockwork. Just having a simple hook shot and then a cogs backwards can put him in a significant position, especially if actually you just cogs him in. Normally, that's not what you want to do as a Clockwork because you lock yourself in with that Rocket Barrage. But thanks to Sunstrike, you actually have enough burst damage to kill Gyrocopter. So before he has the BKB, there's a lot of opportunities here for Empire to shut him down. Despite the fact the farm he's picking up so far, they still have good opportunities.
Yep. And Sing Sing, speaking of good opportunities, man, this guy is just... He's got given a lot of space down here. Hasn't got a kill, obviously, because arrows need to connect for that to happen. But right now, he's doing a great job. Like, this is... He's already got himself a Ring of Aquila up. He's building into his drums. It's the standard build coming off from him. While Bone 7 is 1,000 gold away from a Blink Dagger, with this bottom tower taking as much damage as it is, either Empire, who just brought Mag up to the top lane to try and find kills, and looks like he failed it too. I didn't see where he hook-shotted too. Did you notice that?
No,
because it's on cooldown for now. I didn't even hear it go.
Yeah, apparently completely whiffed that one. They did get the counter. Relocate mid, though.
They're going to jump in. Yep, there goes Resolution. Couldn't invoke up his Invis, and bottom tier 1 tower goes down as well. this really does feel like the similar Game 1 domination. Moonlight Shadow was even used there by Sing Sing, just to make sure that everyone had some cover fire. Well, up on top lane, they came back up this fight, and then Pylite die. Well, Glimpse, it was way too late. Pylite actually got himself a double kill here, while Envy will mop up the Slark on the top lane. This is just a... Like, they try to gank him up as the relocate came back, and they end up losing 2 heroes because of it.
And look at this. I mean, Sing Sing, that Cloud9 are completely fine with the laning phase right now. They're just like, let's go ahead and extend this. No one is moving right now. Sing Sing and Owie just continue their push, and they're now going to take down a tier 2. Yeah, because all because Eternal Envy and Pylite Die were able to make this dual lane work.
Yeah. It does come down to this. Like, this whole game really just hinged on the top. It wasn't even resolution now. Sing Sing, he wants this tower gone before Silent comes in. Now he's got leap away and into the tree line. Straight for the TP out. He waited that out as long as he possibly could for the Dark Pack pounce. And gets away perfectly safely. And now that's the entire bottom lane tower is down. 7 for 3 on the board. The advantage is actually stretched up to about 7.5k gold in favor of Cloud9 and 7k experience. Like, Empire, like, this Invoker is not coming online fast enough. And I don't know if this is meant to be a Dagon from Resolution, going for a full hunt, or if that's just a casual null going into 4-staff. But right now, things are not right. I haven't seen a single hook shot from Mag that's connected. And now Bone 7, RP, skewers him back, and Mag's life just got a hell of a lot harder. That was quick, fast, and efficient.
Yep, they just revealed the Blink Dagger too. Bone 7, a 12-minute Blink Dagger. Really good timing there. And it is going to be a 4-staff. I was going to say like 99.9% of the time that's a 4-staff. But honestly, Empire is so far behind right now that I wouldn't be against a Dagon either.
If he had Quas Wex, I would have gone for it there.
If he had a Quas Wex Ghost Walk hunting build, then maybe.
Yeah, Sing Sing's coming top lane. They're searching for Van Score, and if this arrow even started, it doesn't even need it.
No.
The Starfall does the job, and the Glimpse, well, they come back in for the creep wave. This is just meant to be tower control now. I remember we were casting a game just the other day, and I mentioned the point. Whenever you play with a Wisp, it's all about vision. I think that's actually when I was casting with Lumi, and we talk about with players like Ice, when he plays like Tree and Protect, Nature's Prophet, he'll send his treants all the way across the map, so Wisp knows exactly what's coming. All the time. Bone 7, is he going to try and skewer him back in range of the tower? Yeah, he will. And Silent, well, still in range of that tower, but Joe's outside his Shadow Walk. Sunstrike was able to connect as well. Thought he was being nice, duking it around, but Relocate's coming on Resolution. That cooldown's going to connect, and Resolution too slow now. He tries to pop his one charge to survive a little bit longer. One more attack. The balls connect. And then Relocate will take him back up. Clockwork, well, this time he's going to get his hook shot in, and he got Owie with the Static Storm. Owie cannot protect himself. And Sing Sing runs away, but Glimpse back in, actually over the top of the Storm. He's going to try and look for Starfall quickly. But it's a double kill for Mag, and finally Empire have something during a team fight go their way.
Yeah, the faster this Shadow Blade can come up, again, like they have this really, really small period of time where it was I think about, you could probably give it about 10 minutes for this strategy to work for Empire, where you've got the Slark with the Shadow Blade, the Exort Invoker with Sunstrike, as well as Mag. 2 ganking heroes plus the global damage of Sunstrike, where you're pretty much, any hero that you find, you kill.
Yep.
However, that's only until BKBs or a significant amount of stat items are built by Cloud9. And with the way they're farming up right now, they just picked up so much early. The laning phase went so well for them that ranged period of time it just got so much smaller.
Oh, Mag. He got a good position right now. He's right next to Bone 7. Now he starts off with the Battery Assault to make sure there's no blink in, while Eternal Envy, as well as Pylite Die, there's going to be a quick glimpse, and there's actually dragging Pylite away and separating him on the tether. So Pylite will end up going down, but still, they get the Magnus out there as the man who was first initiated on. Could have been worse, especially when you got Owie 2000 and Sing Sing trying to force out this mid tower. The TPs will finally come in. I also want to point out to Sunstrike, Mag, he has hook shot, but not enough mana for it. But yeah, I want to point out the double up on items. Now the drum double up is normal, but a double ring of Aquila. Does this kind of like show you right now that C9 have no intention of ever putting Sing Sing and Envy in the same lane until they finally push high ground?
Yeah, I mean, if it gives you such a laning advantage in the first 20 minutes, that once you group up, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, you only spent 800 gold for that item. If it gives you enough an advantage, I suppose it's worth it. It's interesting. I don't suppose I've ever seen that before. But yeah, they're just keeping on opposite sides of the map. And Empire have to... I mean, they had a good ganking strat that would have been able to deal with this if the laning phase didn't go so damn terrible. And there's yet another item. I was talking about that period of time. There's another item being built that also has a very, very small window, which is the blade mail, pickup from Mag. That is only effective up against a gyrocopter when you have the blade mail before he has BKB.
He's got 3,600 gold, man. BKB is basically here.
Yeah, so it means that blade mail pickup is not going to be effective at all up against Cloud9. I mean, it's a specialty kind of item. A lot of people don't like it on Clockwork for a reason, but it can be really effective against certain carries. Luna, Gyrocopter, those kind of carries who have really good defense mechanisms. It just turns it against them. But
Silent. They need vision.
Yeah.
They don't have vision. One ball hits, so at least they know that Silent's running away. If Silent runs back in again, okay, well the ball's able to connect again too. Shadowblade's already been used here, and Envy just uses Rocket Barrage, so then Silent jumps in, the Sunstrike's going to be there, and that's why Envy tries to remain as close as he possibly can. Mag actually body blocking him up, and then into the flat cannon with the Rocket Barrage, turning the fight over. Those one charges really went to town all over Empire, and then now with the Moonlight Shadow, there's new balls up and running, and Mag is very, very happy he has himself a haste runner, else there was no way he could outrun that Gyrocopter just then. And now BKB, where are we relocating? It's coming in right now for a hero that's just run down south. Resolution's gone invis. This is one level up, though, in Ghost Walk. This is the movement speed Ghost Walk should have.
Yeah, he really needed to pick up that Ghost Walk a lot earlier. The moment relocate is up, you should at least have one level of Wex, because that Ghost Walk could have saved him before. But finally, with the Force Staff, and it looks like he is still going for that Dagon.
He is?
He's got Null Talisman as well as Staff of Wizardry in his stash.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
But again, only effective until BKB was up. It's still going to be alright.
This is a Wisp targeter. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's a Wisp targeter or a Dazzle targeter.
But at the same time, like, targeting down the Wisp still means more time where Gyrocopter is just kind of beating on you right now.
The problem is if you don't target down the Wisp, the Gyrocopter's going to beat even harder on you.
Yeah, it's just like, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of situation. I don't know how they're going to make this work. Honestly, I'm looking at Team Empire's lineup. They're not going for like a herder carry Slark, which is fine. Except for the fact they lost the laning phase so hard. Where this ganking Slark is not really that effective. You saw, they hit the Sunstrike on Wisp, but he still lived.
Yeah. But then again, he was really like, that was not even holding hands. That was like arm around the waist kind of thing with Eternal Envy. Trying to make sure they stay alive down there. And
yeah,
it's
well,
one charge when they kicked in.
It's because he had that mech that he was able to survive through that amount of burst damage.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be hunting down these heroes. I mean, it should have been guaranteed kills. All it should have been is just them moving around the map. Every single pounce is a guaranteed kill.
That's what you would hope, man. But when you got a hero, a support hero, that's actually gone 7 for 4, that's something we should also just note too. The fact that Eternal Envy, like, your carry man, 208 on him. But there's even more. Silent, he's just been arrowed on the top lane. So they get a quick pick off him with a DD Room plus a Maelstrom. Sing Sing's hitting hard. But you've got a 7-4-1 on the Wisp. He may have died, but he took out a lot of heroes on that top lane before this all happened. So he's got a lot of hit kills behind him. And like Bone 7, the man who, actually probably you wouldn't look to expect kills on him. He's just the jump in, RP, Shockwave, and then Envy finishes the job.
Yeah, he hasn't really been a factor because they haven't been going for team fights.
Fan score. He walks in like that, just with one flat cannon harassment, he drops down half of his life points. And now, if he tries to fight up on the top lane, he'll die. And Envy's in fact waiting for them to rotate. There's an Observer Ward that's there. The call down, a little bit out of range. It should just pick up the Familiars. That was the one thing he got. The arrows were still flying in from Sing Sing having a fish. But that was the second last remaining outer tower for Team Empire. And they're about to lose their last remaining tower in the mid.
Yeah, because you also have Magnus about to start leveling up those levels of Empower.
Yeah, or Glimpse, they went on Pylite, die, but there's your RP! Skills him over the top of the Static Storm, which means they can still use all their abilities. There's a new set of Familiars up, but Envy, he just pops the BKB. He doesn't care, and now also, they're going to lose these Familiars. There's no resummon on them, so with the Familiars going down, Ah, one more hit. Yeah, they chase it. Sing Sing's arrow will connect. So there's no familiars now for a very long time. They'll lose their mid tower. Disruptor and Clockworks on the sidelines. And in comes Silent. Shadow Blading in. Now the Tether will do its effect straight away. And Pylite die. Next charge to go in the Shallow Grave will make sure he stays alive. While the call down from Envy. He's got another one. Skewer from Bone 7. Empire being popped around so easily. And GG. Under 21 minutes, Cloud9. See, this is what happens. You start doubting them, and all of a sudden, 2-0 up in the semi-final of the single elimination bracket of the D2CL. They are looking in amazing form. I was even thinking now, if we do go 2-0, is it going to be like a repeat of last night? But last night, at least had some to and fro going back and forth. In this one, it's Cloud9. 100% Cloud9. Game 1, Game 2. Draft, I was iffy, though. I was very iffy on the draft.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was just the fact they were able to make that aggressive dual lane work so well. If that had fallen, where was the progression really going to be seen? Because a farmed up Mirana is not the most effective in the world. It's only because their aggressive dual lane was able to work out so damn well. And again, it's just another example of Cloud9 where they have so much individual skill that they can afford to run something a little atypical, something non-traditional, and catch enemy teams by surprise. They're like, how do we actually deal with this? It's not something we're used to. Meanwhile, Cloud9, they've got so much individual skill to make it work for them. So just a good example of, you know, that not your normal laning situation, but by God, it worked out damn well.
Correct me if I'm wrong too, but Envy didn't die in game number 1, right? That's a Lycan. I think he's actually deathless for this entire series. There was someone in the lineup.
I'll check that.
Yeah, there was someone in the lineup from Cloud9 that actually didn't have a single death to his name. But yeah, right now though, let's still give them props to C9. They're playing a beautiful game. Can they wrap it up in a full straight 3 games and get themselves a date with Na'Vi to battle out in the grand final with over 120, actually almost $125,000 USD up for grabs? Stay tuned and we'll find out together.